Well, it looks like Drake is the next person up on the possible list of what I call the nigga lottery. So we all know what's going on with R. Kelly and the whole documentary thing. I'm not even gonna get into that. But it's very ironic that right in the midst of all of this happening, that a now 9-year old video surfaces from 2010 when Drake was at one of his shows. Now this was back when Drake was just getting I would say exposure into the music industry. He was still fresh into the industry. I would say mainstream wise, he's only at that time probably been in about 2 years, because I think his first big song or his first mainstream song came out in '08, and it was a song he did with Trey Songz. Now, of course, we all know when he was on Degrassi, that's really where people really got exposed to who he was. But at the time, he was going by his real name, which was Aubrey Graham. And then he picked up the name Drake, which is actually his middle name. And, now we all know who he is. But there was this video that surfaced at one of his shows where he invited a fan onto his stage. It was a young lady. And in the video, which I will leave the link to down in the description, he is talking to her, hugging on her, caressing her, and kissing her on her face. Now it has come out that that young lady he was doing all of that to was 17 years old. Now the show happened in Denver, Colorado, and I looked it up and it said that the age of consent in Colorado is 17. Now, granted, in Colorado, that may look one way, but to the rest of us, that would look completely different, especially since the age of consent on a collective level in the US is 18. Now, the reason why I say it's ironic that this is coming out now is because of the reputation that R. Kelly has with young women, usually for under the minor age limit. But you know what? This is just a tinge of karma for Drake, because he has said some things in the past that has been very, I guess you can very side-eye-ish. Don't get me wrong, he has a very strong fan base, and I've actually worked a couple of his concerts, and he does give a good concert. But you know what? People can say the same about R. Kelly. He has good content, and people have been to his concerts. But people are still going to say what they have to say about him. But it makes you wonder if they're going to say the same thing about Drake. Because Drake has been given a pass a lot of times, mainly because of his, I guess you could say, mixed heritage. His dad is black and his mom is white, but she's also Jewish at the same time. So he also can claim to be Jewish at the same time. So that could be another reason why he gets a pass. I wonder if he'll get a pass from this. And I was just watching a video that Harvey did about Jamila Lemieux. Well, she was one of the focal points of the video. He said something that actually was very profound. He said this whole R. Kelly thing, he better hope this whole R. Kelly thing stays in the news as much as possible, because they coming for Drake next. It's like they know who they coming after. They don't let the dust settle for too long before they bring somebody else into the fold. Now, let me give you a little, I would say, a little bit of numbers. This happened back in 2010. In 2010, I was 20 going on 21. Drake has me by 3 years. So if I was turning 21 that year and Drake has me by 3 years, that pretty much lets you know the age difference as far as between him and that girl at the time, which means at the time Drake was about 24. I want to say 24, and she was 17. So Drake better hope that he can find a way to make this go away if possible. But see, the thing is, if the age of consent is 17 in Colorado, then they probably really won't touch him as much. Now, if this happens somewhere else, or if the girl was younger, like 16, then yeah, they will probably make this into a much bigger deal. But to be honest, I don't think that this is going to hang on that long. But that doesn't mean that it's going away either, because it did just kind of like pop up. And he must have did something to somebody before now 9-year-old video to pop up to the surface of him kissing on and caressing a 17-year-old girl on stage. And then I was looking through the article some more, and it was saying that he also has a history of doing this with young fans. But I think they said about dating a model. They said she was 18, so that's nothing to really bat an eye at. But now it says that he has been criticized for texting the actress who plays on Stranger Things, saying, about her love life. And it says she was 14. If that's true, then he's really going to have some problems on his hands, because not only is that girl was 14, but she was also a white girl. But who knows? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.